Hello and welcome to day 9, where we're going to be doing a little bit of a balance yoga class. So the great thing about working on your balance is sometimes when you feel out of balance on your mat and in your physical body, it can actually be because you're out of balance emotionally. So with that in mind, please don't have any expectations for today's practice. See how you feel, see how you get on, and let's begin. Okay, so we're going to start today standing at the top of our mat. So feet hips distance apart, slight bend of the knees, roll your shoulders back, come to mountain pose, Tadasana at the top of the mat. We're going to begin with a sun salutation to warm up the body. Let's take a big inhale, let it go, and let's start. Let's inhale, sweep the hands up above the head, look up. Exhale, forward fold, slight bend of the knees, release the upper body. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward, bend the knees as much as you can. Plant the hands, take both feet back to plank. Now if you want here, especially if it's your first vinyasa of the day, lower your knees, lower chin and chest, come through. Baby cobra, just the top of your chest is off the ground. Exhale, your head back down. Push back up onto your knees, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Maybe bicycle out the legs here, so straighten one leg and then rebend it and straighten the other. And just keep switching between your legs, taking an inhale and an exhale on each straight leg. And then bending both knees, look towards your hands, take a big step or little steps. And come into a forward fold at the top of your mat. Feet hips distance apart, slight bend of the knees, release over. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep the hands all the way up above the head. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, I'm just going to turn to face you. We're going to bring the hands down onto your hips. You're going to turn your left knee out to the side. Now you can either leave your leg here, or you can rest your left foot on your right ankle, on your lower leg, or you can grab your foot, bring it up and place it on the inside of your right thigh. So completely up to you here, but your hip is opening up to the side. Your left knee is pulling backwards. Hands can stay on the hips, they can be at heart center or they can be up above your head, completely up to you. Find somewhere in front of you that's not moving, your steady gaze point, your dristi, and this is called. Focus on that. Just notice how your balance is. If you fall out, just come straight back in. And then release everything down, come back to center. Okay, so grounding down for your left foot, externally rotate the right. Again, you can either keep it here, you can bring your leg to your foot to your lower leg, or grab it and bring it up to the inside of your thigh. So you're still getting the external rotation here. It really doesn't matter, even if it's on the ground. You just might feel it a tiny bit more the higher up you have it, but don't ever put your foot on your knee. So if you can't bring it up to the inside of your thigh, place it on your lower leg. Just really push that knee backwards. And then do whatever you'd like with your hands. They can be at heart center, up above, on your hips. Couple of breaths, find that point in front of you that's not moving. Focus on there. Slow down the breath, that helps with your balance as well. Nice slow inhales and exhales. One more breath here. And release. Okay, so coming back to Tadasana at the top of your mat. I'm going to pick the left knee up in front of us. So we're balancing on our right leg now. Hands can be at your hips for a moment. Then your left foot is going to kick backwards. So you're going to lean your torso forward as your left leg goes back. And you're going to slowly place it down behind you into a high lunge position. So it takes a lot of balance and a lot of control there. Come into your high lunge. Bring your arms up above your head. Maybe you rebend into this Right knee, sometimes we have a tendency to kind of straighten out that leg a bit, so just make sure that you've got a nice deep bend in that right knee. Take a couple breaths here. And take a big inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to turn towards the right. The arms are going to drop so that they're in line with the shoulders. So you're twisting your torso over to the right side. Hold it here. Remember, if you fall out of any of these, just come back in. All takes practice. Practice and all is coming. Inhale, hands back up to center. Now we're going to come back into that flamingo pose. Now the way I like to do this is to bring the hands down by the sides first. Lean your torso over your right knee, over your right leg. Place most of your weight into that right foot. And then bring your left knee back up in front of you. Okay, so a lot of balancing going on here. Release it down and just shake it out. Okay, so coming back to Tadasana, same thing on the other side. It's going to lift the right knee up in front of us. And then the right knee, as you lean forward, your right foot is going to step all the way back. Go nice and slowly. Lean your torso forward first. Get that leg nice and long before you place it down. Come into your high lunge. Inhale, your hands above your head. Take a couple of breaths here. Reach nice and long, but don't let your shoulders come up towards your ears. So drop your shoulders down. Take a big inhale. And then exhale, this time you're going to twist to the left. So twist towards the left, arms come in line with the shoulders. High lunge twist, find that balance. Inhale, your hands back up above your head. Exhale, your hands down towards the side. Lean your torso over that left leg. Find some balance here, ground down through the left foot, bring that right foot all the way up. Hold it for a second. And place that foot down, release it. Just shake out the body, build up a little bit of tension in your legs there. One more balance. I'm just going to come to the center of the mat. We're going to pick up the left knee again in front of us. Hands going to be at heart center. Then the left knee is going to kick back again. And this time, instead of stepping into your high lunge, you're going to keep bringing your torso down so it's parallel to the ground. Come into your warrior three. So your left leg is kicked out behind you. Now, I like to flex my foot here, but it's completely up to you. You can point your toes or keep your foot flexed. The good thing about flexing your feet is that you can then imagine that you're pushing your heel into a wall, and that can help with the balance. And then you can either leave your hands here or you can bring them down to your side. Or full warrior three pose is your arms out in front. Completely up to you. I prefer to have mine down by the sides. I feel more balanced that way. Look down towards your mat. And then come back to standing. Shake out the legs. Okay, same thing on the other side. Ground down through the left foot. Pick the right knee up in front. And then slowly start to bring it back. You can have hands at heart center or down by the sides. Start kicking it back, lower your torso. Find that steady gaze point down at your mat. And then maybe bring the arms out to the side, maybe out in front of you. Remember, if you wobble and come out, you can always come back in. You might find one side feels a lot more wobbly than the other, or maybe you can't even get that leg that far back. Flexibility, strength, mobility, it's always different on all sides. Try and find some balance. And then come back to standing, shake out the legs. Okay. Let's come to Tadasana, top of our mat, mountain pose, feet hips distance apart. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, take both feet back and just lift your hips up high, downward facing dog. Feet together at the back of the mat, and then drop your knees as wide as the mat and tuck the toes. Sit your hips back towards your heels, arms come out ahead, drop your head, and just take a few moments resting here in child's pose. Long inhales and exhales, completely letting go. Release any tension in the body. And you are more than welcome to stay in your child's pose as long as you would like. If you're ready, you can just come to a comfortable seated position. And that's us done for today. I hope you enjoyed today's class. Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I will see you next time.